Here's your money briefing for Tuesday, April 11th. I'm J.R. Whalen for the Wall Street Journal. Even as wallets get thinner, most of us have more than we need in our wallet. Oyin Adedoyin from the Wall Street Journal's personal finance team joins me to discuss what financial advisors say you shouldn't leave home without. Oyin, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me, JR.
So, Oyin, wallets these days, they're almost like accessories. They come in all sorts of colors and sizes.
Yeah, and they used to be a lot bigger. Technology has been shrinking wallets for centuries, from something more like a knapsack in Shakespeare's day.
Wait, a knapsack?
Yeah.
Okay.
To their familiar flat shape after paper money became widespread, and again after credit cards came about in the 1950s.
All right. And for a lot of people, their wallet is a microcosm of their financial life. They've got credit cards, like you said. They've got their ID, some cash, maybe a couple of store rewards cards. So let's start with credit cards. How many credit cards are too many, according to people you spoke with?
Yeah, according to financial experts, people should be carrying 3 credit cards maximum, and one of those should be a debit card. One of those should also be from a different company than maybe the other credit card. So, for example, if you have an American Express credit card, it might be good that your other one is from Visa.
All right, so 3 credit cards, one of those should be a debit card. But we live in a digital world. Is even that number too much? Is there anything that's best to keep in your phone versus your wallet?
Yeah, plastic is getting displaced too. 59% of Americans said that they increased their use of digital payment methods last year, according to MasterCard's new payments index. There's so many things that you can put on your phones these days. It turns out that the implementation of Apple Pay in subway terminals, on buses, and at grocery stores has actually helped to increase the number of people who actually put their credit cards on their phones as opposed to using the physical card.
All right, so let's talk about cash. We probably know just as many people who carry no cash as we know people who carry some.
Well, the pandemic also really played a big role in this, too. 4 in 10 Americans say none of their purchases in a typical week are paid for using cash, according to a 2022 survey from the Pew Research Center. And that's up from 29% in 2018 and 24% in 2015.
So how much cash do experts suggest people carry, if at all?
Well, listen to this. So apparently people carry an average of $67 in their wallets. That might be a little bit too much, though, some financial experts say. Chelsea Ransom Cooper, for example, who is the director of financial planning at Zenith Wealth Partners, suggests that people only need about $30. People need cash for maybe unexpected moments like tipping, but it can also be something that people need to keep track of in their day-to-day. I spoke to this professional poker player from New York, and he said a good rule of thumb for him is to only ever carry a sum of cash in your wallet that you're mentally prepared to lose.
A poker player said that, so in case he stops by a poker game.
Yeah, exactly. He did say that he's carried anywhere from like thousands of dollars in cash to like tens.
Now, with the exception of the poker player who carries thousands sometimes, for the rest of us, the cash we carry, it's unlikely to cover all the things that you might purchase during a given day, right?
Yeah, exactly. But that can actually work to some people's advantage. I spoke to a marketing professor in Boston who studies spending behavior, and she says that paying in cash can actually help to curb overspending because the emotional toll of spending bills is greater than when you pay with your phone or a credit card, for example.
Cuts down maybe on impulsive buying?
Yeah, exactly, because it's physically painful to see cash go away, but when you're paying with your phone or when you're paying with a card, it doesn't really register as much.
But some credit cards and cash, that can start to take up space. What should people be mindful of in terms of the number of items in their wallet?
So I learned that people who walk around with too many things in their wallets are actually at a greater risk of identity theft because those are little things that can help someone who might steal your wallet to identify who you are and get into your accounts and other sensitive information. A good rule of thumb is to create a list of what's in your wallet first. And then from there, see if there's anything that can be removed in order to reduce the risk of identity fraud in the case of a lost or stolen wallet.
Now, you mentioned identity theft, identity fraud before. That's a scary thought for anybody. But it almost springs to light that having your ID in your wallet is like a double-edged sword because your ID is there. But at the same time, is your ID in your wallet enabling some sort of fraud?
It could, but most people can't get around without having your ID with you. And states are slowly adopting the digital ID. Only 8 states allow their residents to upload their driver's licenses or state ID cards to their Apple Wallet. But if you do lose your wallet, you want someone to still be able to return it to you. Experts suggest slipping a small piece of paper with your phone number on it in there just so that they can contact you.
All right, that's the Wall Street Journal's Oyin Adedoyin with us. Oyin, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And that's your Money Briefing. I'm J.R. Whalen for the Wall Street Journal.